The Square Ball Podcast.
Hello there. Welcome to the show. This is in your podcast app and on YouTube as well, brought to you with Levi Solicitors. Michael, say something witty and engaging about the services that Levi Solicitors offer in the hope that at some point it'll convert into some sort of business for them in the real world.
What's the number one law firm in Leeds?
Levi's.
It's not Wakey Wines, it's Levi Solicitors, and that's as a result of their reviews, not just because I say so, because they are rated 4.8 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
I mentioned the other week that our star rating on sorry to make it about us again, but our iTunes star rating had dropped to 4.8 after somebody been trash talked in the reviews. It's gone back up to 4.9 now.
Well done.
So if you have rated us, thank you. You should also rate Levi Solicitors for providing an excellent service.
After you use them.
Yeah. For what, for example?
Wills, probate, conveyancing.
I think they want to lean into lasting powers of attorney at the minute, if you could.
Yeah, that as well.
But, which is what?
Well, you tell me. You're the expert.
I'm not.
All right, well, they are. Speak to them about it. You can appoint someone of your choice to act on your behalf if you are injured or otherwise able to make decisions for yourself.
10% discount on your legal fees. LeviSolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Full terms and conditions on the website. I'm Dan. Hello. Michael's here as well, as is Dean. As we round up what's going on in the world of Leeds United. And what is going on in the world of Leeds United? Well, the road to Wembley, and I'm not about the playoffs, Wembley, FA Cup victory. Trophy lift is going to happen in May alongside our promotion. So it'll be a double. And it starts against...
3 trips to Wembley. That's going to be, isn't it? 3 trips.
No, too many. Oh, because semi-finals, yeah.
Semi-finals?
Yeah, I thought you meant the playoffs.
Well, potentially.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Anyway, we've got Harrogate Town in the FA Cup third round. Home draw. First things first, down to business. How are we pronouncing Harrogate? We need to, I think, rule on this because it's anywhere on the spectrum from Harrogate to Harrogate.
There's also an even posher one, which is Harrogate.
Is that?
How do you feel about that?
I think you've made that up.
No, someone genuinely said that. They might have been taking the piss out of me, but somebody actually said, "Oh no, we pronounce it Harrogate."
No, they don't.
I don't think they do.
Do you not think so?
I don't think they do. You live in Horsforth anyway, so you're quite posh.
Yeah, but I'm not Harrogate posh. I'm North Leeds. I'm not posh Leeds, which is Harrogate.
Yeah, I'm Bradford scum. You're born in Wakey, live in Ponty.
Scum.
Yeah, so we've got no chance. So
it'd be nice to see what rich people look like.
Yeah, I'm towards the Harrogate.
Yeah,
I'm Harrogate. Yeah,
Harrogate. I think I put a hurt on it.
I would not because we're doing this, and just in case there are people from not round here who think that we're uncouth and uneducated. I would
Be
say
radio voice.
Harrogate, yes.
Why do we do this though? Like, are we so busy that we have to shorten everything? Because we're getting rid of the H and the East and just Harrogate. Are we double busy? So we just got to get on with it.
That's it. We're so efficient.
Harrogate.
You've seen what we've done to Slaithwaite.
That did my head in on that walk, by the way. Slaithwaite. Do you know this, right?
Yeah, Slough
it.
Yeah.
I'm from round here, and I was going, we're passing through Slaithwaite on this charity walk that we did a few years ago, and someone went, what do you say like that for? Slough it.
Obviously, slow it.
How fierce a local derby do you reckon this is going to be? Vicious songs about council tax bans.
There's such history.
VAT on private school fees. That's what you tweeted, wasn't it? Which made me laugh. I've never thought to dig somebody out about the council tax or private school fees before. They're going to be coming waving bunches of £50 notes at us, presumably.
We've never played them, have we? In a competitive game.
Not in a competitive game. Will our footballers be confused because they all live in Harrogate, don't they?
Yeah. I think Farker does as well.
He does.
Yeah.
I imagine Jesse Marsh is still there half the time as well, just lingering about, trying to tell people how great they are.
Still on his gap
driving though. Yeah, he's not driving.
It'll be really interesting. This will be a really weird dynamic because you think about a town that's this close to Leeds. I mean, you go 15, 20 miles in any other direction pretty much, and there's some fairly vitriolic dislike of Leeds United. Thinking specifically Huddersfield, Bradford don't exactly like us. Head a bit further over. Hull, although not technically really Yorkshire, is it?
I think it's a great tie, this. I think it's really fun. I think it's all the better for it being at Ellen Road as well, because it just means we can just get so many Leeds fans in there. I think the stewards can take a day off for this and just open the ground up, sit where you like, because all Harrogate Town fans are Leeds fans. I've said it.
It's a shame, isn't it, that there's no replays, because you'd kind of almost want this to go to a replay just to see how Harrogate would handle it. Signs up in Betty's, No football colours, home fans only.
Yeah, it is a strange one because Harrogate is 100% a Leeds town, isn't it? Because Harrogate Town are, until very recently, a non-league team.
Yeah.
So you could support, and many still do. Yeah, you could support both without any issues whatsoever. But yeah, here we are. Here we are playing them. Josh Falkingham Derby.
Bill Fotherby Derby.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he did. He owned them, didn't he?
Yeah. But I agree with you, Dean. I think this will be great fun.
So as long as we beat them, if we get beat, there'll just be meltdowns everywhere. But I think we'll beat them. And I've heard rumours that there's going to be a Waitrose pop-up shop in the East Stand car park. Right. So it's all good. It's all good. Good snacks.
Bring your own hummus.
Yep.
I must admit, I was pleased with this draw because I wasn't watching it live, but I was in a WhatsApp group and it was actually people saying what they wanted it to be. But I just saw it, pop up on my phone, not really reading it. And someone said, I saw Reading away. I thought, fuck hell, that's the worst draw.
Yeah.
That's so boring.
But it was a bloke in Reading who wanted Reading away. Yeah.
It was. But I saw that and I thought, oh, fuck off. No.
Yeah.
No, because we'll lose that. It's miles away. Stadium's crap. No atmosphere. There'll be about 4,000 home fans there. It'd be terrible.
And that actually does have a Waitrose in the car park.
That actually does,
yeah.
Of course.
There you
go. Whereas this is a great tie.
Yeah.
For us, our one tie. You only get one a year, don't you?
Well, we might get two now if we can safely navigate this one.
You've got to enjoy this, haven't you? As Leeds fans in our 40s, we've got to think we've probably only got, if we're lucky, 40, 50 FA Cup games left in us. So just enjoy it when they come around. That's the way I always see it.
That's the way to view it, Michael.
Like Christmases.
Ever the optimist.
Are you counting them down now? Were you at one point going, I've seen Leeds United in 3 FA Cup games, and now you're going, right, there's 45 left. Let's get through it.
When I was a kid, I thought there'd be hundreds of them.
Some people play, like, still going in like April, May.
Right.
In the FA Cup?
Yeah. Apparently it runs all the way through.
What do they do with that?
Oh, I don't know. Get cups and stuff at the end of it, but yeah, it's not for us. But we should win this. It's a home game, which we don't really get. It's against lower league opposition. There's no sort of rivalry there. Maybe there's someone in Harrogate who's furious about that, thinking there is. There's not, though, is there? It should be a big
tear up on the streets of Harewood.
It should be a decent atmosphere.
Yeah.
So
it's the only danger, I think, is that it'll feel a bit like a pre-season friendly. And the danger is we as fans, I don't think the team will, but we get into the headspace of thinking this is basically just a gimme. It's a pre-season friendly. It doesn't matter.
What's our record against them in pre-season friendlies? I bet it's not great.
I couldn't tell you, honestly. It's one of those that even when we play them in pre-season, it's often not a full Leeds team, is it? It's a sort of a few fringe players get chucked in there, a few youth players. So, don't know. Bielsa would have the videos.
Is this going to be a ITV pick, do you think? It definitely would be if it was at Harrogate, but maybe at Ellen Road it just takes the shine off it slightly.
We played him in pre-season 3-0, didn't we?
Who
this pre-season?
Who scored in that? Because it wasn't like a full strength team, I don't think, though, was it?
No.
Didn't your man come on really late and score a goal? Thomas? Chambers?
Some child?
A child, yeah.
A boy. I can't remember, truthfully. It'll probably be on Wikipedia, so I'll have a look. Because they do list pre-season friendlies, don't they? Let's have a look. But it's a go-to friendly, actually, isn't it? It's Harrogate. I'd not really thought about it like that.
It was Sam Chambers did score late on after Firpo and Jorginho Ruter.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Do you know, I went to the Valencia pre-season game when he scored that absolute worldie. And I thought, I'm so glad I get to watch you again this year.
Oh, man.
I know. I genuinely feel let down by him. Like on a personal level, which is ridiculous.
And where is he now?
Going nowhere, is he?
Champions League places. Fuck off. Not happy with him at all.
He's starting as well. I didn't think he would start.
Yeah, I know.
Turns out he's really good, isn't it?
He's having a nice time and I hate it.
We'll pass him on the way up.
We will do.
That's what we always used to say.
Or if we beat Harrogate and draw Brighton in the next round.
I don't want that. I don't want to see him that soon. It'd be like bumping into your ex at a wedding or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't fancy it.
Well, you're struggling to find the report of that game. There is a report of it written by a guy called Chris McMenemy on a website called thesquareball.net.
All right.
If you were to...
Just say that again so I can write it down.
There's a good range of merch on there as well.
Right.
If you were to want a mug of any goal scorers who appeared that day. Junior Firpo, that is. It's on there. But it looks like actually a very strong team we played. So I'm completely misremembering it.
So that's one trophy that we're going to get. Yep.
Agreed.
Seems likely.
Although last night did not bring a trophy, did it, from London? It was the FSA Awards, which I don't think we even mentioned because our expectation of winning the award was so low that we didn't go, and we didn't even tweet about it because it was chosen by a panel.
Yeah,
So
we normally pester for votes, don't we?
yeah, if it's pestering for votes, then we would have pestered and mentioned it, but it was probably
It was fixed from the start.
some nice people with beards in London.
Robert Mugabe won.
Right.
Probably. It was one of those votes.
Right.
No, it didn't. I'm sure it was a democratic process.
But anyway, we didn't win Fanzine of the Year award.
We didn't think we'd win, and we didn't win. So
we were right.
In some ways, it's good to not have hopes.
But no, we were grateful to be shortlisted. It is nice. We've been shortlisted for something every year.
We have.
It's just, I think it's just an expensive time of year to get down to London, isn't it? And it's not a happy hunting ground for Leeds generally.
Yeah. Now I'm old and busy. It was a long way. I must admit,
you were really toying with going.
I really was. I had trains up on my screen. I was looking at hotels nearby. I was like, it'd be good if we won, but we won't win.
Well, what happened was our category was second to last, and just after us was Patrick Bamford winning their goal of the year for the goal at Peterborough in the FA Cup, funnily enough.
Joe Rothwell was on that shortlist too.
Right.
Goal for Southampton. Nice volley from the edge of the box.
I remember it, yeah.
But yeah, so we were second to last, so the award would have been given out just before 11 o'clock.
It's post-desserts was
Yeah.
where it was.
That's late.
I'm been absolutely arsehole at that point before.
I'm ready for bed.
Yeah. Oh, actually, although last time we weren't ready for bed because we went and had another meal on the way home.
Yeah, last year we sat down, had a 3-course meal at the posh hotel in London, which was really nice, wasn't it? Really nice. But then had a skin full of booze and then walked up, what's the road called?
I can't remember. Somewhere in London.
Big road in London, but there's loads of Lebanese places. So we ended up stopping and having a full Lebanese feast on the way home at like 1 a.m. Second meal.
I love that. That's you're just making the most of your time in the big smoke.
Hugely unnecessary, but
why do I feel so full?
I was glad to wake up in my own bed this morning, I have to say.
Yeah.
And there were other, so yeah, Bamford won, and then friends of the podcast, not the top 20, they took home a gong, didn't they? So there was plenty of reflective glory, I would say.
Yeah, and Ali from Not the Top 20 has a 6-day-old daughter and he got a hall pass to go out and have a good time with George. So congrats to them. Congrats to Alice Platten as well, fellow Leeds fan, who won it was social media award, I think it was.
I didn't realise YouTube even was social media until then, but turns out it is.
If you've got a Twitter account about video, that's enough, isn't it?
What else would it be? I'm not slagging you off.
No,
I'm asking a question.
Sounds like he's spoiling for a fight.
A different category, a new category, is what I would say it is.
Video content man of the year.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so Leeds won loads of stuff, just not us.
Yeah, just you mentioned the Furpo mugs and our website, thesquareball.net. Was that?
That's the one.
Just one more time. I've reassessed my view from the weekend, and that tackle on Furpo at Blackburn should have been a red. I told you. I know you did. That's why I'm holding my hands up and saying I was wrong. I was wrong.
You were giving it the big and saying it was a hard yellow, doesn't exist. It's a red card.
I was probably passing it through real time, growing up in the 1980s, watching that sort of football filters, and actually, by modern standards, looking at it, that was a red. He was nowhere near the ball. He absolutely clattered him. He committed to the tackle, knew what he was doing. He was out of control. He should have walked, I think.
I don't think he knew what he was doing necessarily. I think he just lobbed himself at it.
I meant he knew what he was doing in terms of the fact that he was throwing himself at it. You can make a decision to either lunge for it or not, but the risk you run if you don't get it is that you could get sent off. And I think in the Premier League he walks.
Oh, undoubtedly so. And if the ref doesn't give it the first time, because the slowed down version of it, which has since been posted all over Twitter and stuff, the slowed down version is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way anyone watches that in slow-mo and doesn't send him off.
Yeah.
But do we even score after that? I'm still not entirely sure.
Yes.
Do we?
We would have won 5-1.
Good. That would have been a good win.
Wow. My question was going to be, would it have changed anything? But there we go. The answer is we would have won 5-1.
I mean, it would probably have, it always helps, doesn't it? But
although they would have just camped in on the edge of their box.
I was going to say, I don't think it changes the structure of the game particularly. So, fine. We lost. Everyone got sad.
Yeah, and the player ratings were sent in by our TSB Plus members. Joe Rothwell and Wilf Nonto leading the charge with an average score out of 10 of 5.27. Brendan Aronson, the lowest scorer, unfortunately. Joel Pirro, second bottom. But the range of scores was basically between 3 and 5.3. similar sort of story for the subs on the bench. Farker, 3.5 average, and Lewis Smith, the dickhead ref, for not sending off that man who assaulted Junior Firpo, 2.73 average out of 10.
Are these the lowest average ratings of the season, do you think?
Probably
we do have a spreadsheet where I'd be able to tell you, but I have not done that.
Okay.
They definitely seem low. I think on odd games, I think we've had Brendan Aronson low scores with 2.81 there. I think we have had lower scores. I'm thinking Mellier at Sunderland, Max Verber against Middlesbrough. There have been a few individual performances worse, but not very many. I mean, and Tanaka getting below 5.
Yeah,
that is way a massive outlier in his data, because he's always like a 7, 8, 9.
Bad day at the office.
A bad day, and looking through it, I think it just kind of reflects the mood that I felt in the aftermath of the game. Just nothing kind of went for us, and it wasn't through lack of trying. Just maybe just a bit knackered. After 2 games where we'd done really well. But having reflected on it, apart from the angst that I felt that should have had that red card, I think it's fine to be losing games 1-0. So as long as they are so few and far between, which they are at the minute, and we go again and we'll beat Derby.
I think the problem is that we are so ineffective. When it's ineffective, it's really ineffective, and it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch when we're winning sometimes, for God's sake, because it's so controlling. But it happens, doesn't it? I was quite philosophical about it on the match ball. It's just like, I'm not going to lose too much sleep over this. Not with so many games to go. If that had been late in the season and we needed something out of it, yeah, okay, different. But
I feel like controlling when it's not working can come across as a lack of desire is the thing, and that's what upsets people, because it's like it doesn't feel like we're even trying to win this.
Yeah, because you kind of almost want to see them throwing bodies forward,
yeah,
and flying into stuff, and it just modern football just doesn't do that, does it?
Some teams do.
Throwing people forward.
But it's not how we play.
No, but in terms of like kicking the shit out of the opponents, and you just can't do it anymore.
Or like a magical change of shape that suddenly opens up loads of space somewhere. But
yeah,
when they're camped in so effectively, which I thought they were, we go again Saturday, see what happens.
Yeah, just looking at the fixtures, there's that weird little turnaround of opponents in the fixture schedule this time. So we played Blackburn obviously at the weekend, and we've got them again on New Year's Day at home. So there's a chance to fairly soon right that wrong at Ellen Road, or fall to another defeat, whichever
1-0 John Eustace,
whichever way your bread is buttered. But we've got Derby at the weekend, and then we've got them again on the 29th of December.
Yeah, I've been offered a ticket for the Derby away game, but sat in the home end with my brother-in-law. I told Michael, and he said, "Don't go."
Derby.
Don't do it.
Right.
It's the one home end I have been in is Derby. I never do it, generally speaking, because it's dreadful. But I managed a half of football and decided to go.
Were we winning? Did you have to sit in your hands? What was the crack?
It was the game when we played them at the end of the season. We'd just taken the 10-point deduction, so we were already down. I'd bought a ticket in the home end, thinking it was really annoying because there was a massive gap in the away end, but it was one where they'd restricted our tickets for standing, I think. But I thought, well, there's a chance we stay up that day, because it was a few weeks prior to us losing some more games and then taking the 10-point deduction. So by the time it came around, it was pointless anyway. So yeah, I ended up in the home end for that reason. There was just some bloke around me being a cock. And I just thought, do you know what? I've had enough of this. So that's when I went and tried to get into the Leeds end with my home end ticket, and the steward turned me away. But then the Leeds fan was leaving, so I got his ticket and went back to the same guy and went, "Oh, I've got one. I've got one now. Can I come in?"
I had one before, but it's not that one anymore.
And eventually, enough people got involved that someone just went,
just let him in.
So I did see the remaining, I don't know, 20 minutes or something from the Leeds end.
I quite fancy it though. I'd feel like a spy. And I would really try and challenge myself as to just how many little Leeds United things I could wear on my person, but so as not to get my head kicked in.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can't do a replica shirt, can you, under those circumstances?
Nah, under no circumstances. But I think maybe little pin badges, socks, any other advice, send it into the mailbag.
Get a massive tattoo on your chest.
Yeah. Cheek. Neck.
It might depend where you are in the ground. There are bits of it that'll feel better than others. I was in like a special knobhead section, I think. I tried to go. I think my mistake I made was I ended up near.
So you fit in there.
They took one look at you and went, "Through here, please."
I wanted to be near the Leeds fans,
But that's where the home fans who,
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was a mistake.
Right.
But if you were just in the middle somewhere, posh seats might be all right.
Brother-in-law and his elderly father, so I should be all right.
You can use him as a shield, can't you?
Yeah, he's only a little guy, yeah.
Just had a thought, actually, which I'll mention in a sec, just so we can plug the post-derby drinks. So we're off down to the Griffin in Leeds if you want to come down for a beer. Saturday afternoon, going to do game at lunchtime, match ball straight after. I think we're recording with Berrin as well after that, Berrin Cross. And then we'll be heading down, sort of tea time-ish.
Yeah. People keep asking what time.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah.
Soonish. As soon as we can get there.
Yeah, and we'll go down and have some beers with you. If you fancy joining us, we'll be down there on Saturday evening. The question I was thinking about was, what ticket allocation will Harrogate get? And
They'll get the big bit of the West, won't they?
yeah, it's what, full 3,000, do you think? Or maybe they just take a smaller section, the 1,800 at the back or whatever?
They'll take the full
You think so?
full whack. Because you're entitled to it, aren't you? FA Cup rules.
They don't even need any segregation.
Do we even
do they?
need to give them? Do we even need to give them the South Stand because of percentages?
That's what I mean. That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
I think competition rules have been tweaked slightly now for the FA Cup because it used to be 15%, didn't it?
Right.
That might be the case in the League Cup because obviously Middlesbrough got a greater share of the allocation in the Carabao earlier in the season. But I don't know what this goes to show how few home FA Cup ties we've had over the recent over the last decade or so.
Yeah.
That I don't actually know what the competition rules are.
No, neither do I. So that's a good section, isn't it?
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
But as we've established, it'll be a load of Leeds fans anyway. So
Yeah.
Their average attendance, home attendance, is just under 3,000 a game.
Wow,
And that's including away fans. So what do we do?
interesting.
You're in charge, Dan. What do we do?
Just make it. I think you called it right. You just make it unsegregated.
Yeah.
There's no threat to anyone, is there?
Like rugby union, hands across the divide.
Just Fulham it.
Yeah.
There's a sort of a neutral Yorkshire Friends stand.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. I'm a bit cynical when it comes to the FA Cup about
About everything.
well, about, when you go to, like, when we played Histon and it was showing the scenes of their fans celebrating, my only thought was, none of you go normally.
Yeah.
Scum. Glory hunting scum.
That's why I'm able to let those games go, because I thought they're not asked.
You're average 10. You're going to get about 800 people. Now you're full and you're having the time of your life, are you?
So you're
Stop pretending.
You're anti-joy, is that what we're
Yes.
saying?
Have you only just noticed?
I want to see proof of previous attendance at some dour midweek league games before you have the right to celebrate a big FA Cup win.
Did you see the other stuff this weekend then, just returning to the league? Because we obviously did the match ball straight after the game, which was a little bit early while other games were ongoing. Obviously, we know Sheffield United won on Friday to go top. Burnley won at Stoke to go second. 2-0 as well. They actually tried to score a second, which is very brave of them. It leaves us 3 points off the top. Whereas, I think I mentioned, was it on the match ball? We were 8 points off the top this time last season. And now it's 3, but we are still third.
It's all very tight, isn't it?
It's tight. We're doing fine. The big annoyance from the weekend, aside from our result, was that Coventry found an equaliser. Otherwise, Frank would have lost his first game at home to struggling Cardiff City, which would have just matched our narrative a lot nicer.
Yeah, although there is an alternative narrative, which is it's fun to let him just have it. It's like Solskjaer winning the occasional game at Man United. It's just to give him a bit of false hope to think that the brighter days lie ahead.
Yeah, the Coventry fans are not having him, though, are they?
Are they not?
Well, they were furious about losing Robbins, and then he seems to, and obviously, bad appointment. So good. I hope. Nothing against Coventry, but I hope they hate him.
Yeah. Oh, no, plenty against Coventry. They ruined my year in 1987.
Oh, yeah, of course they did.
Oh, yes, I'm too young for that bitterness.
Yeah, so long-standing grievance there.
Darren Huckabee scoring a hat-trick is about the most annoying I can get. And they did steal Gary Mack by paying him more. So, fair enough.
Big thing happening tomorrow. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Ken Bates' birthday.
Ah, of course it is.
93 years old.
There you go. Did you see that someone tweeted me a video of him actually talking about the Chelsea Pick Club?
The what, sorry?
Chelsea Pick Club.
The
Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea.
The pitch owners.
The pitch owners.
Pitch owners.
Pitch owners.
Yes, pitch owners.
Right.
There's now more mouth clicks from men.
There was a lot of mouth clicking.
Yeah, disgusting. Absolutely revolting noise.
There is actually, like when we do the cleanup on the audio on this, there is a mouth click remover.
There are limits to, aren't there?
There's a mouth click remover. I reckon Ken could beat it.
Oh, undoubtedly so.
Yeah.
It's that loud. You'd think it would surely think, well, this is speech. There's no way this is an accident.
This is gunshot.
Yeah, I mean...
What was Ken saying, by the way?
I couldn't get past the first 30 seconds of it because of the clip.
What did it sound like?
Jesus.
To clean up.
Pretty much like that, really.
About the Chelsea pitch owners. It was explained. Somebody bankrupted Chelsea in the 80s. And, yeah.
I have no interest in listening to him speak about Chelsea.
Right. What if it was Leeds? Would you be happier then?
Now, if he had some stuff to say about geopolitics, absolutely, I'm on board with that. Because he used to have some great opinions on it.
Yeah.
You can probably guess.
I dread to think what would be happening right now if, it's for the best. Right, I think we're wrapping it up there then. Just happy to start dreaming of Wembley at this point?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Or at least dreaming of...
I had such a nice time there last time.
The Griffin.
Yeah.
That's the other reason we couldn't go to the awards. Got to keep myself fresh. I'm like Sam Byram. Can't really do twice in a week. It's better to go at it clean on a weekend.
Asking to be taken off halfway through the awards.
Exactly. The hamstrings are not up to it.
Why do you always do your hamstrings when you drink? What are you doing?
Wait and see. I'll show you in the Griffin.
The can.
Right, well, we'll wrap it up there then. You can find the merch and stuff. Christmas gifts at thesquareball.net.
This shirt that I'm wearing. That shirt that Dean's wearing.
This hoodie, are we selling this one?
No, actually.
We're not.
No.
It's just one for me, that was it.
Just one for you.
Special boy.
This shirt, actually, as worn by Larry Nance Jr.
Yeah, he was photographed. It's the Atlanta Hawks, is it, that he's playing for at the minute? And they do it's almost like a catwalk entry, isn't it? As they enter the stadium. And he had one of our bobble hats on and that T-shirt.
Just looked like me in it, really, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just two athletic guys, two tall athletic men going about their business.
He looks so good in that bobble hat as well. If I wore it, you'd think that it was just because I was cold, but he looks just remarkable.
Yeah. He's wearing it because he's cool.
Exactly.
It's a cheat code, isn't it, being all big and athletic?
Yeah.
Handsome and big and athletic.
That's what I find. Right, we will wrap it up there. Cheers for joining us on this one. We'll see you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.